Make yourself comfortable. Start observing your breathing. Being with your breathing. Observe how the breathing starts finding its natural pace. Becoming more present in the moment of now. Slowing down. Observing the mind. What are the thoughts? Acknowledging the thoughts. Whatever the thoughts you're able to see, acknowledge and accept. Then observe your emotional state. How are you feeling? And acknowledge and accept that too. Let's reflect on having thoughts. Have you ever wondered, where are these thoughts coming from? As we reflect on thinking, I gotta admit that most thoughts come unchosen. Can I then actually speak on my thoughts if I have not consciously chosen that thought? Or is it simply a stream of consciousness roaming around in our minds, which are shared and connected? And could I allow myself to either own or disown that stream of consciousness? I would say mostly the thoughts are not adding value to my life. What if I would become such a powerful observer from moment to moment, always being present and always reflecting whether I want to act on a thought or leave it be. In life, there is an ongoing moment where we make a choice on who to be, what to say, and what to do. I would say that for most of us, this process is very subconscious, automatic, coming from the programming, identification with thought, resulting in people living lives with a quality, I would say, not so high. Collectively, therefore, creating a world that doesn't work for all. So what do I become? That conscious observer in the eternal, ongoing moment of now. Observing, reflecting on my thoughts, consciously choosing which ones to act on. Leading to different choices in life, leading to a different quality of life, leading to a different world. Transcending the autopilot, the programmed response, the programmed choice, if you could even call it that way. Today is the day for a breakthrough in our camps, a quantum jump, a miracle. Today, in this session, I declare that the funding for this camp will fall into place. And observe your mind, what it has to comment on that. If there, observe the judgment, the resistance. As we do not fully understand the process of manifestation, which is done in an instant, in a moment of now. And letting the mind become still, transcending judgment, connecting with Source. If we have that one moment of connection, inspired thought, a vision, an expression of love, a contribution, to people. if collectively we hold that being, that space, that clearing, then in one quantum jump, the consciousness we're holding is rearranging the universe, atoms and molecules, thoughts and feelings. And very quickly, that intangible shift will lead to tangible changes, which we can perceive with our senses. After the what's present round, let's cause that breakthrough, that miracle, that quantum jump. And your life will never be the same anymore. Open your eyes when you're ready. Over to Shilpa.
Thank you, Richard. Good morning, everyone, and good night, mostly, to Devi. So, yeah, I don't know what time it is for you. So, what's present after this meditation? What are the feelings, thoughts, or anything that is called to be shared? One person can share here, and then we can go into breakout rooms. Yes, Devi.
What is the present? The last minute, when the tones about the quantum jump miracle, it's the feeling is like I receive a bunch of the fun. So that's the feeling. It comes up. Okay, so this is the one that you need to feel that you're receiving. So when it's aligned with the universe, hopefully that happens soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Yes, that will definitely be a quantum jump.
I want to jump into that in one quantum and look at our language. I trust I have your permission to speak freely. Like when we say things like hoping it will happen soon, we still see ourselves separate. We're not claiming the power we're truly having. And it's really difficult for us to see ourselves so powerful and to truly believe. See, the funding is not there because we are not ready. And we are having a hard time owning that. And that only makes it slower. So this session, my commitment is to cause a breakthrough in that. I had quite an interesting morning. Share a little bit more on that after the What's Present round. What it takes for us to cause these miracles. And the biggest thing is to step into that world of oneness. Nothing is separate from me, nothing. And time does not exist. Breakthroughs, they come instantaneously. You might not see it instantaneously because the breakthrough is first in the unseen realm. And then it starts trickling through into the seen realm as frequencies become lower, like and atoms and molecules freeze in time so we can perceive them. But with my 54 years of experience, and I've been here quite a few times, there's a jumping off the cliff moment, which the ego hates. And that's why we're pretty poor manifestors. There's something to give up, something scary to do, something scary to communicate. Some shift on the inside that is rearranging the entire universe. Again, observe your thoughts. What? I am rearranging the whole universe. And the mind keeps commenting. Maybe even right now. No stillness. We have started reading the book of Deepak Chopra, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Starting with the law of pure potential. Be still. Be non-judgmental. Be in nature. Law of cause and effect. Action, setting things into motion. So, looking forward to this session. I'll give some space for others to share, and then we'll continue on this topic. Yeah. Back to you, Shilpa.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, Sunita, you can open the breakout rooms.
Yeah, Mohoro, stay in the main room. Now, rooms are open.
maybe keeping Honest here, as his internet connection is
Okay.
very poor. He keeps on jumping out.
Okay. In that case, then I'll.
If Honest still hears this,
Mohoro went into the breakout room.
that's okay. We will fix it. Okay, and I
Yeah.
also see Honest already in room 2.
I'm moving Mohoro into room 2. Honest is still here.
Welcome back, guys.
Oh, sorry.
So, how was the breakout rooms? Anything that you anything that stayed with you, or any insights, or how it was to be in the breakout room? Yes, Honest.
The breakout rooms were great. I could resonate with most of the things that were shared by Richard and Sunita. But one thing that I've realized is that maybe that connection, because some of these things, they just happen maybe for some seconds or maybe a few minutes. And maybe I just don't pay attention to realize that this is a quantum jump that is happening. Or this is a miracle that is happening. But I just feel like, oh, I did it because of ABCD. But when I look back now and start realizing that, okay, maybe back then I didn't know that there was anything like the quantum jump and all those things. So to me, it was just, I was lucky and all those things that maybe we create in our own heads. So now I'm just realizing that there is that connection and that realization that once I start realizing that this is a quantum jump, then I can experience more of those experiences. But when I don't realize what is going through in my life, I just take it as maybe coincidence, or I just take it as, okay, I did it because of ABCD. So that is something that's for me, that I need to have that connection. I also need to have that understanding that this is a quantum jump. This is a miracle. I can manifest, I can do ABCD, and I am a god in a small sense. I can create what I want to create. So that's what I got from the breakout room. Thank you.
Very insightful. Thank you, Honest, for sharing. Yeah, what is a quantum jump or a miracle, or what is just happened because we did something? Very interesting inquiry to be in and to be perceptive of it when it happens. So, yeah, great. Anyone else? Yes, Mohoro.
Yeah, I was happy to meet Dewi in the breakout room. I missed that. So I was so excited and happy to meet her in the breakout room. I was told to stay in the main room. I don't know what happened. Then I went into the room. There was Dewi that I was missing so much. So it was so nice to see her there. What was present for me, I was thinking about how it is my first time, like for a month, we are constantly talking about the miracles. It has never happened to me before. And I was thinking maybe we are getting ready for these miracles to happen in our lives. It's not just me who is talking about miracles, but also everyone around me. Miracles, quantum jump. So I'm like, maybe this is the phase we are getting ready. We are being in that space for the miracles to happen, because I have talked about miracles before, that it would be maybe 1 day, 2 days, or maybe if it took longer, it would be maybe a week. But now I kind of like for a month, I'm in the space. Every time a miracle is on my mind, quantum jump on my mind. Everyone is reading a book about miracles, quantum jump. So I was like, maybe we are getting ready. We are being the space for this for these miracles to come in. And we declared the miracle healing for Dewi's father-in-law. So if that happens, we see Dewi in December in the camp. That is what we are creating for Dewi.
Thank you, Mohoro. With you on that, joining the miraculous healing for Devi's father-in-law, declaring that. So, yeah, that was wonderful. The more we are in the conversation, the more we attract it, I guess. Miracles, quantum jumps. All right. Anyone else wants to share, or over to Richard? Anyone else? Oh, yes, Sunita. I was about to say 3, 2, 1.
I was trying to look for the electronic hand.
Go for it.
Just remembered the quantum jump what Richard was talking about. It's in the realm of unseen. So yesterday my mom could bend down on her knees and bow down to God. And she was like, she's so grateful that this year her health is better. And I was just listening to her. I'm like, okay, good. And I said, I did not see you bow. She called me next time and she was bowing down. She showed me, look, I'm on my knees. So that because her knee had pain and she had fallen down and all that had happened. So she was very happy. Then suddenly when I was doing something, I remembered, I think, I don't know when, maybe some 8-10 months back, I was sleeping and I saw her struggling with her pain on the bed. I'm just asking questions. What would it take for her to heal? Or God, can you give me some miracle and show me a path that she gets her pain reduced? I don't know what I asked, but I asked something and I've completely forgotten about it. And yesterday when she was like, oh yes. So many times I'm thinking, when Richard was sharing, I'm like, it just happens and it so naturally happens that you don't even realize the miracle has happened and you've asked for it. It becomes like so part, and that's why probably we are also not used to being grateful, because we don't even realize it. So that was present when Richard was sharing. And I wanted to tell it in the breakout room, but I forgot. So now I remembered, so sharing it. Thank you.
So true. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I can also resonate with it. Many things happen and we don't realize it as miracles. Yes. Over to you, Richard.
So let's first get back to the purpose of this meeting, co-creating the camps. So let's cause a breakthrough, not just in this camp, but all the camps. Let's tie it to the Ganesha festival. For those not from India, I was reminded that Ganesh is about the remover of obstacles. Is it correct? Yeah. So when we want to manifest something, we have a desire, a dream, and it's not happening because there are obstacles. So how can we remove the obstacles? So let's dive into that. Quantum jumps, miracles. If it's not happening, you are still in the way. In some way, there's an obstacle. Knowing that can lead us to the inquiry into what could be that obstacle. It's something on the inside. It's not a literal wall on the outside. So let's. So this morning I had some insight. What's going to be the breakthrough? Before I go there, I just want to give a couple of examples of the last 10 years or so, where I see how the quantum jump, how the miracle got created. 2012, I was living in the city, and for years I had a desire to live in nature. But the mind was saying it's not the right time, wife was not ready to go, I didn't have any money, I had a lot of debt. And I kept on stopping myself. until God gave me that push, that kick in the butt, which came in the form of an imagined idea I had in the night that I was having a heart attack, went to the hospital, turned out to be acidity. And when they took some blood, they stabbed me in a way that got me so pissed. And that apparently was needed, that anger, to say, I'm done with it. I am now gonna cause that dream. I booked a taxi, and a couple of days later, I lined up 3 places, and within 1 week after that breakthrough, I had found a place in nature, and I moved there, and it all worked out. Not only did it all work out, it was a major breakthrough, and this is not a small thing, guys. Let me try if I can picture it. Every area in my life shifted. Okay, first thing, Sunita came into my life, beginning 2013. Big change, a lot of headache, but just kidding. Big, big, big positive change. Then major shift in the project. The whole, at that time it was the Young World Leader Program. Now it's the Sustainable World Leadership Program. It started falling into place. But there was that scary moment. Same thing, 2016, getting out of my marriage. I had to give up the comfort. 2017, making the vow to never work for money anymore and surrender to God. That is a big one, guys. This morning, I was again at the same place. I said, I'm not going to work for money. If that means I will die of hunger and be homeless, so be it. I'm putting my life in the hands of the Lord. I trust you're all fine me speaking this way. I will not do that publicly. And I did lose my house. And for 2 months or so, I was living with like no money at Firefly's ashram. They even offered me food. I could stay for free. And things started shifting. Out of nowhere, in miraculous ways, money would come. Next breakthrough, I told my father and my brother something on, it's a long story. I'm only going to say a communication I had been procrastinating for years, maybe even decades. The point I'm making is there is a part where you got to do the jumping off the cliff. So don't just think about my life and what I'm sharing. I want you to think about your life, because I want you to have breakthroughs. What is that one thing that you need to shift? That scary thing, that's jumping off the cliff, that's choice of love versus then fear, that's going to make all the difference. Now, for several months with some of you, I've been sharing on this process that in my life, the last 20 years, 2 times I have been falsely accused, and it has had a lot of impact. Mental turmoil, emotional turmoil, turmoil in my life, not feeling safe in Holland. Now with coming out of the marriage and my ex-wife creating a false criminal case at the police to get money, paying the money, letting go of 65 lakhs, 80,000 euros. It was again a super scary moment last year, April, when I did that. I just had 5 lakhs left, gave away 65 lakhs. But 1 month later, Dave came into the picture, and we're all now in this funding process. And the thought of inviting Dave only came after that completion of the divorce. So that's again, and after giving away the money. And now I understand. See, the process I was in with Yasmin, she always wanted more money, more than half. And I was not able to be okay with that. And now I understand that actually I could have given her whatever she asked for, because that would be a declaration towards the universe, towards God, saying, I am abundant. I can support anyone and still be abundant. I don't know whether you guys are getting that. The point I'm making is miracles are not happening because mostly we live our lives from fear. And it's sometimes very difficult to see it, because very smart conversations your ego will bring that it's not fear, you know, it will even sort of show it as love. So this morning, I was again reflecting, do I reach out to Yasmin and to that person who falsely accused me in 2003 and communicate with them? And I kept going back and forth in the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months. What if I reach out? So in Holland, the very short version is a 4-year-old child falsely accused me, just told a lie that I had shown myself naked. That completely blew up. And they basically took me out of society for 17 days. The fear, and in that process, I tried to bring the healing. I tried to put in a mediator. In the end, they just threatened to kill me if I would not stop reaching out to them. So then I just let it be. 2005, I just dropped it. So now the thought is, if I reach out to them again, I'm going to get death threats. So fear of death is mostly the subconscious fear behind our other fears, which stops us. You have a job you hate, but you don't let it go because you're afraid you're going to end up without money. You can't pay the rent. You can't buy the food. You'll die. Maybe take your children along if you have. But it's fear. It's all fear. So my invitation to all of you is to start an inquiry. Which choice are you not making because you're afraid of something? So love would say, I'm a stand for healing and completion for myself, for my ex-wife, for the people who falsely accused me. I can reach out. I can connect. And that means I'm risking everything. I wrote down this morning, what is the funding breakthrough? So I wrote down, find out where God is taking me. Where does it flow? Claiming power versus hiding and running away. I moved to a different country. Not fully conscious, but in 2005, if I look at the reality after the death threat, there's a shift. I started living more and more in India. And if I think on going back to Holland, I've now been here for 10 years, that fear is coming up. So claiming power, I claim the power, versus hiding and running away. So what have I learned? The breakthroughs come when I do the scary thing, when I jump off the cliff. It feels and thinks like risking it all. I'm risking my life. And now I'm separated. My lifelong visa is not valid anymore. So I need to contact the FRRO, which is the organization which is managing all the visas, and work out something. Hey guys, I've been here for 20 years. My whole life is here. They don't have to revoke the visa, but they may revoke the visa. That's the literal law text. So I'm facing the fears of losing my life, losing the country I'm in. And that it feels like risking it all. Now, this is what I saw this morning. As my true identity is eternal consciousness, and that is never at risk, it means that all the risk I have in my mind is an illusion. It's not real. The Course in Miracle states nothing real can be threatened, which means you cannot be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. So that means nothing can threaten you. And in this lies your peace of God, because God and I are one. So what do I risk? This whole thought of I'm risking it all, which is all illusion. The only thing you risk is the ego. And the ego is not real. The ego is an illusion. The ego is programming. The ego is thoughts, emotions, body, time. That's all I'm risking. You know, I'm going to have a lot of scary thoughts. Maybe they'll destroy my body. I have a lot of difficult emotions. It will take a lot of time. So my understanding is that's always in life what you got to put at risk. You're risking your ego, and your ego is not serving you. So that's not a problem. But it will feel uncomfortable. It could bring a lot of uncomfortable thoughts. And what I wrote down this morning is, the conclusion then becomes, risk it all and demonstrate in who I'm being that I know who and what I truly am. So do you get this? If we're coming from fear, I'm identified with the body, with the thoughts, with the emotion, with time, with this whole illusion. But if you come from a place of love and you're going to do something from love, you are demonstrating, you are a vibration, a frequency that makes the statement, I know who I am. And that vibration will cause the miracle, will cause the quantum jump. As I reach out to FRO, Yasmin, Rosa, risk my body, country, thoughts, emotion, coming from a place of trusting in God. And then I had this beautiful moment, which Sunita was sharing earlier, this few seconds. I'm like, there is nothing to be bugged about. Let's get clarity where God is guiding me. Maybe nowhere, I stay here, maybe elsewhere. Both is fine. I surrender to God. You know, may your will be done. May my will be your will, as we are one. You know, we're the same. So what I realized, wanting a world that works for all, you could sort of see that as wanting everything. Getting the funds in place for the project, for all of you, for the camps. That's wanting it all. So, okay. So then are you ready to risk it all? And the risk it all, that's just all the ego stuff. So once you distinguish that, then it becomes easier to do that. So point being is, I have again moved to the other side where I'm like, I'm going to again reach out to the FRO and see if I can make an appointment, and reach out to Yasmin and Rosa to just open up a space for healing and completion. If they don't take it, it's not a problem. I have no attachments to the outcome. And I think by doing this, my understanding is I face my biggest fear, losing life, losing country, losing everything. Mm-hmm. And therefore, I believe that making that demonstration shows you that you're stepping into being fearless. That doesn't mean you will feel good, because that's the ego. The ego will generate all those feelings. So I believe, because I've been reflecting, guys, why is the funding not coming? I know that we are still in the way. Me first as an individual, because if I remove it, funding will come to me. But you got to do your work. Otherwise, it will come to me, it will not come to you guys. So we can collectively do, we can look, what could it be for me? See, I'm not sharing all of this to make it about me. I'm sharing all of this so you can look, what is that big breakthrough for you? So let's talk a bit on that. Like what is present when you hear this, and what could be that huge, scary breakthrough jumping off the cliff for you, so that everything in your life will transform. And I mean everything. Funding coming into place. Because these breakthroughs, it's not one area. Because your entire vibration shifts. Everything will shift. Yes. So what's present? And what would be this huge breakthrough for you that will make all your dreams come true? Yes, Devi, go ahead.
Yeah. Based on the experience and also what happening between we are human, and then also we are part of the consciousness. So we have so many layers, include the mental body. So when we finish that's inside and let it go, because humans, we always have ego. The ego is part of the survival. Yes. So the thing is the balancing between you, me inside, because you and me are the same, we entanglement. And then also the universe is entanglement. And other is reflection for with us. If something not done, like unfinished business inside, is like example, the relationship, you need to finish that, the relationship things. If you not finished in the fear thing, what you need to dig inside you, what is caused the fear? So your vibration is still keep lower or lower. You cannot increase the vibration. So it's like being recognize what is that fundamental that block you. That is more important to release all the things that like garbage inside your body, and then just surrender. It is opening space between you and the consciousness field. So that's that happening through what you call that one, the energy will come through like abandonment, whatever that you feel it happened in the future without you are have like hardworking or think more. Just let it go. You just do your work, and then suddenly you on that side, suddenly you feel already in that side without your big effort, because the nature work for you. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Over to Honest.
So as you were sharing all those experiences, one thing just stood out for me was fear. And when you talked about giving it all so that I can receive it all, I just realized that I am most probably on the other side of wanting to receive it all, but without giving it all. So that's one thing that I personally think I will need to reflect on, and something that I will need to work on. Because for sure, with fear, I don't think I will be able to give it all. There's something that I'll keep on holding on to and feeling that, no, if I lose this, if I lose this source of income, if I lose this, maybe this circle of people, I might not be able to do. Maybe the universe will be saying, let go of these things so that I can give you more. But that fear stops me from maybe that taking that leap into the dark. I remember that time when you asked me to move from my home city, like, you know, there's just a lot of things that will be going on in your head, and you're like, I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to survive. It's not going to happen. But the universe will be having its plans for you that you don't know, and things will just start to unfold. So it just brought me to a realization where you talk about like the completion round. I asked myself, am I really getting complete? Was I'm getting complete, then that means I'm saying I've reached a point where I've realized that like I've got the teaching, I've got the mentoring, I've understood what I'm being asked to do. But am I really getting to that point of completion, or I'm just saying I'm complete, but I'm not really complete? So I think those are some of the things that I've just thought of as you were sharing, all the experiences that you have gone through in your life. I know we all have got our different experiences that we have gone through, but we are prepared for them. We will not be tested beyond what we can handle. We are handled according to what we can. We are tested according to what we can handle. So I just feel like I need to work on that part of removing fear from my life and be able to give it all so that I can receive it all. But thank you for sharing all those experiences.
Thank you, Honest. Those are beautiful and very important reflections. We have a lot of religious people in the world. We have a lot of people who proclaim they have faith, but if you observe their lives, they don't live like it. Because if you hate that job, you let it go. And you trust that God has your back. That was that small glimpse I got this morning, that few seconds surrender. Not just some nice intellectual conversation, but an experience. I surrender my life to. And then you pick your labels: God, divine, creator, universe. And as Honest was sharing, moving to a different city, I believe that Honest has some purpose in this project. I think something on taking a big stand for not just your country, but also your continent, and beyond that, of course. That's not a small thing, guys. So God sees the whole plan and is nicely moving all the building blocks. We're like, what is happening? But it is for our own good. So to have that surrender, accepting the lesson I'm getting from God, having faith, and those are the big ones. And it's not about getting rid of fear, guys, but it's more on being with the fear and not making your decisions based on that. Okay, it's scary, but I'm going to communicate. It's really scary, but I'm going to do what needs to be done. And I will share with you guys, what's going to be the outcome of this process. And if I get killed, well, the project is all yours. Over to you, Avinash.
Yeah, so I mean, I know you keep talking about a quantum jump, but I'm not sure of any jump. But if you, besides what you guys hear from Dave or Richard or from the other sources that we get, if you do your own research, you will see that eventually we are reaching there. I was because when Richard was talking about quantum energies, I was like very interested about it. And I just found out that there was a YouTube channel. I'll share the channel with you. Just recently, I found out who's actually talking about quantum energy and, you know, like building these huge machines, maybe using unlimited energy to power cities. It's just like I was checking his work. It's just like 1 month ago he started the channel. And also there's this very interesting paper that I found, I think 3 days.
Is it quiet for you guys too? He took a quantum jump and ended up in a different realm. Oh, he's back. Yeah, we just missed about 20 seconds, Avinash.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I don't really what's wrong, whether it's the Wi-Fi problem or because I shifted the net and it's still giving me a problem. So I don't know which part you all stopped listening to because I reached to where I was reading this paper, which was published by a Harvard person, forgot his name, uh, on quantum energy. Now I don't understand the math part of it, so I've shared it with another friend who will read it and explain the math part of it. But at least from the little I understand, you know, it can be possible. And from what I'm, you know, thinking and, you know, how I'm thinking it in my head basically is that, you know, you can actually build the machine at home, you know, and that's what makes it like very fascinating. It's like, you know, you don't have to pay for electricity. So that could be like a first step to abundance. Yeah. So if you see, yeah. So if you see like, you know, I mean, it's happening. I mean, if you this go beyond, do your own research, you will see it's happening. I will just like keep the faith that, you know, it will happen and we can actually change this planet for good. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Avinash. You're 100% correct. It is happening and it cannot be stopped. It's all unfolding. Yeah, new energy solution. It's all there. It's all gonna come out. Yeah, we just gotta let the process unfold and see where we can step in with our purpose to smoothen this transition, to help people with this transition, to comfort them, explain to them, help them with healing processes. And that's what the work is about. Yes, Sunita.
The abundance that we were talking about, I feel it's already started now because in Karnataka, in the state that I live, they've started offering electricity free. If you go register in one of the websites, your electricity is free. So last month my bill was 0. I've been wanting to share, I keep forgetting it. And again, 3 days back, the cylinder price got reduced by 200 rupees. And there are some women who are getting monthly basic income, who are not working or below poverty line. So these gives me kind of joy that things are shifting already in very small steps, but I can see the changes, the abundance that Avinash was talking about. Maybe these we don't consider as quantum jump as it is done by the politicians. We think, okay, Modi is doing it, or this party is doing it because this party. We think like that. For me, my thought is, okay, I knew this white hats would be doing something like this. My mind goes like that. But also these are all quantum jumps, a lot of miracles, uh, small miracles in the realm of money and giving ease to people. So I think a very excited time to be born in.
Good to hear, Sunita. It's all happening already. Anybody else? What's present and what do you see for yourself? What would be that inner shift? What could be that block that is still stopping the abundance? Because if we remove our blocks, it will come, and it will come like very soon, very quickly. Mahara.
What is present for me is that I needed to reflect really about what could be the block, because I couldn't come up with what could it be, my blocks. I feel like I will need to take time to really find out what could be the block. But only one I could think of is sometimes I declare that I need a miracle. I feel like it might happen, but deep down I doubt it, that it will happen. It's like my faith is not full. And I have learned that being doubtful is among things that can really stop your miracles to happen. So that is something that I can think of. Sometimes I believe in God, I believe in the higher powers, but sometimes deep down, I feel that I doubt that something that I have never seen happening before, that it might happen to me for the first time in the history of the world, that I'm going to be the first person to see that miracle. So yeah, being doubtful, not having that full faith that something can happen to me, even if it never happened to somebody else before, that it can happen. So yeah, that is what I could think of.
Thank you, Mahara. That's very honest of you to share that. And it reminds me that in this world we create this whole range where I love you more and my faith is growing. And my understanding, that's all part of the illusion. It's yes or no. It's there or not there. And what I've always liked about the work of Landmark Education, which I started 24 years ago, they always speak about you got to close the back door. What they mean by that is we always give ourselves like an excuse, a back door. Okay, I'm gonna attract this money, this abundance, like Mahara was sharing, but the back door is open. There is not full faith. And if we can become still, transcend judgment, maybe be in nature, and come to that few seconds where we connect with Source, it's done, guys. We have broadcasted the vision, and it is all in motion. Because in that moment, those few seconds, which Sunita shared earlier, I shared on this morning, that's the source of the miracle, the source of the quantum jump. In that few seconds, that moment of now, we completely, whatever, how to call it, transcend the ego. And the universe is rearranging, and things are on the way and will show up soon, like so that's the process. Over to Shilpa.
Yeah. So as I'm listening to all of you, I'm also reflecting on what is it for me. I feel what might be the block is receiving. I could see, like yesterday when someone was acknowledging me, I was like, I could feel it all in my body that something was not comfortable. It just felt so difficult. Everything was like, I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Like, there are many different sensations in the body which was happening. And then I was like, wow, why is it so difficult for me to receive and accept that I can cause some good to the other person. I can influence or impact the other person. I can empower the other person. Of course, I want to do all of that. That is what I want to do. But when someone is saying, then I'm like, am I? It feels very. It feels very difficult to see myself as that powerful. That I, yeah, it just yesterday it was like very. I could see it for myself how difficult it is for me to receive, and I also believe that only if I can embrace it and accept it as my gift can I give it away. So it's the journey has been like, I want to give it away, but I'm not accepting my own gifts. Somewhere there is this what can I say? There is this belief that it's arrogant to accept that acknowledgement or appreciation. If I do that, then I'm arrogant, or I'm not humble. So then I'll be abandoned. I will not be liked. People will think I'm proud, or whatever. Many many different things. I think at the core is some that the value is not there. The values that I follow to be kind is surpassed when I'm arrogant. So it's very tricky. It's very funny. But yeah, I feel like the moment I can accept it without feeling great or whatever, like as the tree blossoms and as the tree blossoms with like so many flowers, it's so beautiful. It doesn't blossom for anyone, but because it's nature, it blossoms, it falls. It's just in the circle of life. If that can be so natural that I don't attach that to anything within me, probably like just I don't know, can't articulate it. So it just feels like if I can embrace it as a nature and accept those gifts of mine, can I be very much in the flow of what my purpose and meaning of life is for myself. So yeah, that's what came up.
Thank you, Shilpa. The enormous power our negative subconscious belief systems have over us. I am not worthy. I am not good enough. I am unlovable. I think a lot of people are in denial on that, sentencing themselves to lifelong mind prison. You can't manifest if you're not being worthy in your vibration. It just can't come to you. It doesn't work the way. You gotta remember, and we're so damaged, no judgment, we're so damaged by cultural programming. Doesn't matter where you're born here on this damn planet. No, we get damaged and we gotta heal that. So go beyond the denial and just keep on doing the healing work, sharing with one another like we're doing here. I'm afraid. I feel unworthy. I could feel someone was giving me a compliment. The ego, which is not real, but it feels real, and it thinks real, but it's not real. It's very insecure. Very insecure. But it's not the truth. It is not who we are. So that's the leadership program, or I could call it awakening program discovery program, discovering who and what we truly are. We're not the body, we're not the thoughts, we're not the emotions. We're truly something eternal, unchangeable, always safe, always loving, embracing. But again, I can tell you all of this from an intellectual space. How much do you experience that? I would say it starts with acknowledging where we don't experience that. Acknowledge it. I'm afraid here. I feel unworthy here. That's what Shilpa just did. Acknowledge it, and then you accept that that's happening. That's a step towards power. How about going into the breakout rooms and just share what are you getting from this session? Inquire into, what could it be for you that's breakthrough, that's scary thing to do, say, be, that would bring you to that beautiful space of who you truly are, remove all the blocks, and boom, your entire life transforms. Funding coming in. Let's jump into the rooms and
Honest.
see how you can create value for yourself. Have that as the context. How can this conversation contribute to my life? Yes, Sunita.
Honest, you can stay in the main room. Don't jump into the breakout room.
Don't jump into any quantums.
Here you go. You each get 5 minutes to share and get the most value in those 5 minutes for yourself.
Let's, at 11:11 here. Let's move towards completion rounds. You can share. How was the session for you? How was the breakout room for you? What is your takeaway? What do you want to say? So we are really, really, really complete. Anybody? Yes. And Sunita can manage the completion round.
I forgot. I was just looking around thinking, what is my completion? All right, go ahead, Shilpa.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it was nice to be with be with Devi in the breakout room. So yeah, she's done some work with energies and chakras and all that. So I'm also familiar with energy work, but not in the space of chakras and all that. So I'm interested. I even we even thought we will get together and do a process or something, sharing or whatever. I'm looking forward for that. And what was also very much present for me is the journey of life is to discover ourselves, to know ourselves. I very much resonate with what Devi also was sharing. And it's all about like the more ease and the more flow comes into life while we are feeling all the feelings and create completion of the experiences that we have had in life. So the more we feel complete with an experience that we have had in life, the more space and energy we get access to. So I feel like that's what happened also yesterday. All those sensations and feelings was to be felt. Everything came up to be felt. And it also got me present to how everything is about perception. My perception about arrogance is actually a misunderstanding. If I can see it as my expression of true self, then it is in alignment with my with the flow, with my giving and receiving. Giving and receiving are two words, but the same energy. When it is for the flow to happen, I cannot just keep giving, or I cannot just keep receiving. There needs to be some kind of flow. So yeah, I felt like there was these are the insights I take back for myself, and looking forward to the session with Devi. Thank you, Devi, for generously offering that.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. I'm like feeling FOMO. Mohoro is saying it was nice with Devi. Shilpa is saying it was nice with Devi. Oh my God, what is this, Devi? Fear of missing out for me now. FOMO. Yes, Honest. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. For me, my great takeaways from the whole session that I'm supposed or I need to give it all for me to receive it all. And also I need to embrace fear and help it to realize the quantum jumps. And also I need to be in a position to receive the miracles when they come, because they might come, but I might not be ready to receive them. So I also enjoyed my breakout rooms with Richard and Sunita. Great examples were shared from their personal lives, and I picked out one thing that miracles, they don't have boundaries. Doesn't matter whether it's in technology, whether in health, or in any other aspects of our lives. Miracles, they can still happen in any way. There are times when maybe, like when Sunita was sharing with all of us, that to maybe say, oh, this is because of the government, oh, this is because of this and that, oh, this is because of maybe I'm an intellectual or something like that. But miracles still happen, despite the fact that we label them or we see them differently. They will still happen in our lives. It's entirely up to us to realize or to take them as miracles. But doesn't mean to say that they are not happening. They will still continue to happen in our lives. So thank you guys for all the experiences that you've shared, and thank you, Avinash. You seem like somebody who is really interested in doing all these researches. I think something that I also need to do. I just see about quantum jump. Let me go and look for it. The quantum energy. Let me go and look for it. So I'm really inspired by you, Avinash, and thank you guys for all the experiences that you've shared with us. With me, I've learned a lot. Love you. Pleasant week.
Thank you, Honest. Love you too. Anybody else who wants to share how was this session for you? What value did this session add to you? Yes, Mohoro.
It was a good session for me, connecting with you all, many room, breakout rooms. Thanks to everyone for the wonderful session. Yeah, in the breakout room, what is my takeaway now? I feel like I'm sure about the declaration that we have made for Dewi, because I have seen happening to my dad. Now I feel like it could be the same as Dewi's father-in-law. When it's something that happened before, I feel like it is possible to happen again. So I feel like it will happen. So that was present. And also to keep inquiring about the blocks, It's like the session ends, but the inquiries continue. I will keep inquiring what could be the blocks. In the second breakout room, I was also happy to meet Avinash. My Avinash, most of the time we meet in the breakout rooms. So we are also happy to reconnect, and I feel more connected with him because as he shared openly about the blocks, what is happening, and how he feels about what could be the blocks. I was so inspired by his openness and the trust that he had and shared with me about everything. So I felt really connected and resonated with a lot that he was sharing. So the connection was so amazing with Avinash. One thing I liked, which is even my takeaway, what Avinash shared, is about we are always looking about what is next. I want more, I want more. Even if the miracles are happening, but I'm not satisfied. I'm always looking what could be more. Something is happening in my life, it's a miracle, but I don't take time to celebrate it and enjoy it if something is happening. So what is next? What is next? Next miracle, next miracle. So I was like committing sometimes to take a break, live in the present, leave the future alone. Just take time, be in the present, enjoy life. So that's the biggest takeaway, to enjoy life as it is in the present sometimes. Take a break and breathe, just enjoy whatever is there. Yeah. Thank you, Avinash, for that.
Thank you, Mohoro. Who's next? This happened. I see Mohoro's hand up. I put it down. She again puts it up. Again, I put it down. Again, she puts it down. This happened 2-3 times in the call today.
I was trying to put it down. I was wondering why is it not going down.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes, Richard.
Maharo's sharing reminded me of this 25% you prepare something, 25% you take the action, 25% you're celebrating, and another 25% I have forgotten. What I was left with is 25% celebrating things. 25% of all my time? Oh my God! I am nowhere near 1%. So that's a good takeaway. When we have our post meetings these days, rather than too much analyzing it, we're sharing what are the blessings on the session, rather than keep on trying to improve it. So we're learning. Other than that, this session good to be together and have these conversations, strengthening our resolve. Grateful for all of you being there and excited on what is clearly about to jump into our quantum realm. Very exciting times. That's it. Thank you, guys.
You. Anybody else who wants to share? No compulsion. If you feel like sharing, you can share. Nobody wants to share. Nobody wants to have the quantum jump. Yes, Devi, you can have the quantum jump.
Yeah, it's not about the quantum jump. I mean, in that space, I mean, yeah, because you know, is like which is that understanding about the self is to know the self is like understanding that what happening is in our time, because our time is not only the timeline, is not only what's here that we have, that's we have the past life too, that through come in our life here. This is what you call that genealogy of your DNA too. So it's like clearing your or reprogramming the DNA is so important right now. That's really realizing that we live with this all the sensation, suffering things that we need to happen in our lives as surprising, the surprise our consciousness. So that's cause of the quantum jumps. Suddenly we are in the space, open space, that you're seeing ourselves, just only ourselves. So that's the quantum jump, just opening a gate because of the surprising of the pressure of the life. So that's the energy, connecting energies go through, because it's synchronized with that the consciousness field outside. So yeah, these feelings we need to aware what happened in the body especially, and then aware what is we intake, that's aware what is outside our world, because everything's mixed. So we are the one to filter things, everything. So which one is right or not? So that's so important to really connecting inside us like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Anybody else wants to share the completion? Looks like all are complete. And yet another session we finish 4 minutes earlier. Wow, what an integrity we are falling into. Superb group. All right then. So we'll see you soon. Have a great day, night, week
Yeah.
ahead.
Thank you. See you soon. Or maybe Sunday.
Yes. See you soon.
We are
Bye.
here.
Love you guys.
Bye.
You all.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you
Have a
all.
great
Bye.
week.